Studying in Australia on a student visa. After the United States and the United Kingdom, Australia is the third most popular study destination among English-speaking countries. Why do hundreds of thousands of students come here to study? Aside from the lifestyle, nature, sandy beaches, and cultural diversity, one of the major reasons why it is great to study here is that students have work rights.
Students are allowed to work 24 hours per week while studying, as discussed in the Visa chapter, Chapter 8, and the Work chapter, Chapter 4. They can work full-time during school holidays and between terms. If you are undergoing a master's or a doctorate degree, you have unrestricted work rights, which means you can work full-time. What's more, studying can be the first step towards permanent residency and then citizenship through the temporary graduate visa, subclass 485, which can be granted for 18 months to up to 5 years to work and live in Australia after completing the studies. Isn't that great?
What to study? Ideally, subjects that you are passionate about and that you can imagine working in. However, the best case scenario is when your passion and career plans align well with the skills in demand. At the end, you would like to find a job to make a living, something that you enjoy and you are hooked to. You can have a look at most popular courses for international students. However, the most popular studies may not necessarily be the ones where you can easily find a job. Accounting, tourism, and business courses have been popular for a long time, and you may have considered these already. You can have a look at current unemployment rates and current skills in demand. However, if you plan to study for 3 to 5 years, you really need to anticipate what will be in demand in that term to foolproof yourself and make yourself a desired employee or a business owner. The most in-demand jobs are in healthcare, aged care, social services, information technology, and teaching. The next level shortage is in construction, retail and tourism, system analysts, chefs, fitters, and hands-on occupations. I would recommend starting with the skills priority list. You can download the full report. This may not be the most interesting piece of reading before going to bed. However, this is an extremely useful one. In a nutshell, there are professions that will have strong demand in the future as well. These include roles in healthcare, childcare, aged care, hands-on jobs like electrician, technician, and tradespeople, and jobs that can easily be filled in by students while studying, like waiter, retail assistant, store person. The next table shows the number of job openings. As you can see, there are thousands. The job market in Australia after the pandemic is very tight. One shocking example is that in trades occupations, plumbers, electricians, fitters, technicians, almost 50% of the professionals are missing from the job market. This makes foreign trades professionals very attractive for Australia. It is also true that if you want to study trades, these occupations will still be relevant in the future as well. The next table shows the top 20 occupations in demand and how many roles were open. How to find the right school and how to apply. If you have narrowed down your interest to a specific area of studies, the next step is to find schools that offer education for international students. An excellent source of information can be found on the Study Government website. You can select the field of studies, type of degree, and the region, and you will get plenty of options to explore. The next example shows the abundance of diplomas in healthcare. Once you have selected the right school for you, Download the application form from the education provider's website, submit all the necessary documents they are asking for, like previous school certificates, evidence of former studies or even work experience if you are seeking credits, and English language proficiency. Everything, of course, will need to be translated into English. Your local language qualification documents will not be enough. Submit your application form and wait for the provider to contact you with a letter of offer. That means they accepted your application. They will send you all the details about the course, the requirements, the dates, and the fees. You will need to pay the deposit for your course if you are happy with the letter of offer, and you will receive another important document that is essential for your student visa application. This is the confirmation of the enrollment. Together with other papers like English language proficiency, you can now apply for a student visa. Check the visa chapter, Chapter 8, for other important requirements for your student visa. The more complete your application pack is, the quicker it is for the government to assess your application and grant you the visa. If this is too overwhelming for you, you can use education agents to help you with the paperwork. Tuition fees. Tuition fees vary, and the limit is the sky. Usually, certificates and diplomas are the most cost-effective, whereas university degrees, MBAs, and medical degrees are among the most expensive choices. Let's not forget that education is an investment in yourself, and although fees are important, it's also crucial what your future prospects and employability can be after you graduate. The lowest options start from $4,900 per year, and one of the highest courses are at PhD level in medical sciences that can reach $85,000 per year. The next table gives you a flavor of subjects and costs as a quick guidance. Be aware that some schools may offer promotions for certain periods. They lower the first year fee and then prices change afterwards. Prices also vary by location. Sydney and Melbourne tend to be more expensive, while you can find regional alternatives in Adelaide, Darwin, or Gold Coast. Take this as a high-level overview only for in-campus courses. Don't get a heart attack when you look at these course fees. Some of them are significant. However, most schools offer weekly, monthly, or bi-semester payments, and you can start studying right away with as small amount as $200. As students can work
24 hours per week,
they save money while working to pay for the next semester tuition fee. Of course, if you would like to pay your fees in advance or 50% of the total fees, it is also possible. The best is to inquire about fee installments and payment options at the institution you wish to study at. Visa schools. I met people who wanted to move to Australia, and their easiest pathway was if they started on a student visa. As most people are on economy budgets, they were looking for so-called visa schools. These are schools that are eligible for student visas, and at the same time, they are low-cost options. There is no specific category of visa schools, but many students start with an English language course first, and then they will build their life from there further. There is a wide variety of language courses from beginner to advanced levels. They can prepare you for IELTS exams, International English Language Testing System, or help you reach academic levels that may be a prerequisite if you want to enroll in tertiary education later. To be able to receive a student visa, you have to pick an ELICOS course. This means English language intensive course for overseas students. Prices start from $200 per week and can be up to $700 per week. Check the reviews and testimonials and select the right quality for your budget. Generally, it is true that you get what you pay for. Just a side note that you can study English on a tourist or working holiday visa as well. However, you won't enjoy the same benefits if you are coming on a tourist visa, like no work rights. If your plan is to move and live in Australia, then you will need to plan it thoroughly that you do not waste time and money on schools that do not align with your goals. If you want to be super strategic, there are pathways that can help you obtain a permanent visa and settle in Australia. One example is the skills priority list mentioned earlier. You can pick a course that is your passion and matches the skills priority list, for example in trades or healthcare. When you completed your studies, you can apply for temporary graduate visa 485, which will give you work rights
up to 6 years,
depending on your qualification. During these years, you can start working in your profession, prove that you are a respected member of the society, and you may find a work sponsor during that period. You can also participate in a job-ready program for vocational education and get an assessment after the first year. If positive, this will help your application for general skilled migration visas. Most students need to earn a living. Student jobs in demand. Most students do not come from royal families with unlimited funding. However, they work maximizing the legal rights per week to be able to pay for the tuition fees. There could be temporary changes to this allowance due to labor shortages in Australia. Check out our website for further updates. The minimum wage is $24.10 per hour before tax, but because there is a significant shortage of student workers in retail, hospitality, childcare, aged care, agriculture, administrative services, manufacturing, the hourly rates usually range from $25 to $45. It is not difficult to find a part-time position that will support your cost of living and save for your next term fees. Check Indeed and Seek, the largest job posting sites, and apply. A few examples on student jobs and wages as a guidance.